Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be finishing up the pause handler. So without further delay, go to Control in your pause handler and insert a comment above this thing. We're going to be giving this a comment of pause destroy. And this is just basically to tell you what this does. And then below that we're going to be doing pause control. So go ahead and insert another comment and then insert a piece of code below that. And this is what we're going to be doing for the code. If keyboard check pressed VK right, then pause cell plus equals 1. And then do the same thing for left. Left, and then change the pause cell to minus equals 1. Then below that we need a check for up and down, so we'll do down first, and change pause cell variable to pause row plus equals 1. And then likewise with this one, instead of down we'll do up. And then this one is minus equals 1. Then below both of these, we also need 2 more checks. Well, 4 more checks, but 2 more sets of checks. So pause, so if pause cell is greater than 9, no, it's greater than 8, then pause cell equals 8. If pause cell is less than 0, then pause cell equals 0. This will prevent the cursor from going off of the screen. So these up here, this one moves the cursor left and right, this one moves it up and down. This prevents it from going off the screen left and right, and the next one will prevent it from going off the screen up and down. So if pause row is less than 0, then pause row equals 0. It's basically the same thing as the cells. Except this one will be if it's greater than 2. And that will be it for the thing. Now we have to render it. So go ahead and create a comment and do render pause menu. Save and then drag a piece of code. Now then, in part 1 of this, we familiarized ourselves with the draw functions. In this one, we're going to be doing a little bit more with draw and switch combined. So we're going to be using switch cases, we're going to be using if cases, and we're going to be using the draw events. So this is basically combining almost everything that we've learned thus far into one thing. Okay, so in this one we're going to be rendering our text box. Now I need to make a note here to tell you guys, every single time you use a draw function within the draw event, it will draw it in the order in which it is in the script. So the very first thing we want to put in this is the background. So let's go ahead and do that now. Draw sprite stretched. If I can spell it right. Draw sprite stretched. Okay. Then we need to do SPR underscore pause background, whatever your background is named, some image 0. X will be view, X view, view current, and we're going to be using view current for every single thing that we need the view functions for. So the first one is X and Y, so view X view, and then view Y view, view current. Then the next one is width, and we're going to be doing view W view, view current, and then height view h view view current. And then the next is color, so C white is default, and then alpha is 1. So that is our background rendered. Now we need to do the switch cases and the if cases for each of these things. So the switch cases are going to go within the if cases, and the if cases are going to go like this. So if pause row is equal to 0, okay, and then we're going to be doing switch pause cell, and we're going to be doing 9 different cases. That's 0 through 8. So let's go ahead and do that now. Within each case, we need to do a draw for the cursor. So draw sprite, and we don't need stretch this time. Draw sprite, and then SPR pause cursor, subimage 0, then view xView view current plus buffer, and we will set up the buffer here in a moment. Then view yView view current plus buffer, and then C white and 1. That should be everything. Okay, so I'm missing something. Let me see here. So I didn't close off this thing. Now it should be good. Okay. So this will draw the cursor sprite at this position, adding the buffer, taking the buffer into account. And let's go ahead and set up the buffer now. So the buffer is going to be going within the create event, and it's going to be going down here. But we do need a couple of more things as well. We need to set pause row to 0, pause cell to 0, and then our buffer is going to equal the sprite width. So in this case, it'll be 32. What you can do, however, is sprite get width for SPR pause cursor, and that will be basically that. So if your pause cursor is a perfect square, then this will work. Then this is all you really need. But otherwise, you need a buffer width and buffer height. So yeah, you can do sprite get width, SPR pause cursor. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So let's go ahead and, you know what? Let's go ahead and keep this like this. Otherwise, this will be 32 if you're using the same cursor that I am. So let's go ahead and do that. And then, like I said, we need 0 through 9, or 0 through 8, my bad. So go ahead and copy and paste, change this to 1, and then for our first row, we need to do view xView view current plus buffer, and then for the second one, specifically in the first row, you need to do times 2. For the third one, it'll be times 3, etc., etc. So go ahead and do that. Also, when you're pasting these, whatever number the one beside the buffer was previously is always going to be this number. So that's something you can kind of get to doing, basically. Except for when this reads 9, because when this reads 9, then you're done. Like I said, when this reads 9, you're done. So this is the very first row. Done. Completed. So the only thing we have to do is copy all of this and then paste it below. And then change this to equal 1. And then the yView buffer, we need to do times 2 for all of these. So you can just copy and paste the times 2. Okay, and then copy the first one, because then you won't have to delete this. But copy the first one again, paste it down here, and then if it equals 2, then buffer is going to be, or y buffer is going to be times 3. So go ahead and do the same thing here, just copy and paste. And that is the entirety of the whole thing done, pretty much. I can't think of anything else we need to add, so let's go ahead and save and test it. Okay, so we can move around, we can fire a sword, we can fire a boomerang, we can hold our boomerang, etc. And we have a fully functioning pause menu. Now, we have 27 slots here, and by the time we're done with these tutorials, all 27 of these slots are going to be used up. So that's just something to keep in mind when you are basically watching these things. And as you can see, it will pause everything in the background. So that is our pause menu completed. So if you liked the video, then please leave a like on it and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and share it with your friends. And in the next episode, we are probably going to be working on chests, and that will require a script specifically for the text box. So we're also going to be importing the text box script. So thank you all very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.